Good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Yasmin Kazi. I am the senior consultant, gynecologist in the department here at Bahrain Specialist Hospital. I am an advanced laparoscopic surgeon, an IVF specialist, and today I would like to discuss on post-operative care following different types of surgery you might undergo, the kind of experience you might face, and what to do about them if you face any problems. We must remember that we are all different, and our bodies are different, and the way we respond to surgery may be different in different individuals. And if there is a situation which does not match what I would discuss today, then you need to discuss with your doctor and inform a member of his or her team as to what you are facing and what to do about it. So when you undergo or you think about a surgery, or the doctor informs you that you need a surgery about a particular case that you might be having, or a problem that you might be having, then the first question that might come to your mind is, am I going to have pain? Many gynecological procedures, including laparoscopic surgeries, may be followed by some amount of pain or discomfort, but the amount of pain or the type of pain may not be as scary as you think. Especially after laparoscopic surgery, the degree or the magnitude of the pain may be way less than what you would comprehend. One who has undergone a laparoscopic surgery can tell you exactly how much pain they face. And some people are like, oh my god, it's amazing. The pain that you may face, however, depends on the type of pain, on the type of surgery done. You may have skin incision pain. If you have an open surgery like a cesarean, then of course the magnitude of pain would be higher than if you would do a laparoscopic surgery. If you do a vaginal surgery, the intensity of pain may be different, the location of pain may be different. You may not feel anything inside, but you may feel things inside. You may have pain like menstrual cramps, you may have gas pain, you may have shoulder pain, and you may have pain depending on where the surgery was done. Uh, uh, the next thing you may have is some amount of vaginal bleeding after a surgery. If you have had a cesarean, your period will come, and that period is likely to stay for the next 2 weeks at least, maybe a little more. People sometimes say that, doctor, I'm not bleeding, I'm not having a proper period. If you don't get to your doctor, because sometimes lack of movement can make you can prevent you from having a normal period, and that blood can get blocked inside. So get to your doctor and inform, and she will do a checkup and tell you exactly what to do after the surgery to get a normal period after your cesarean. After a laparoscopic surgery, or after a hysteroscopic surgery, or a vaginal surgery, some amount of spotting, bleeding, it may be normal for a few days. You may ask the question, doctor, when will I get my period after the surgery? Will I get it at my regular time? Will it be delayed? What will it be like? All these questions are very valid. It should be remembered that after a surgery, the duration to which, or the interval to which a normal period come may vary for the next 1 or 2 months, but slowly your normal pattern will return back. If you have a very delayed period, irregular period, then there is no saying as to when the next period will come. But when it does come, then remember that it may be a normal period, or it may be an abnormal period. How to differentiate between the two? If you have a period which, if you have a bleeding which is normal in amount, intensity, color, no bad smell, no foul smell, no fever, then it's likely to be a period. However, if there is a persistent spotting, a period which is not subsiding, it's going on and on for days, day on day, then you have to check with your doctor whether it is normal or not. Some people use tampons during their periods. Remember, after a vaginal surgery, not to use tampons for at least 5 months, because that can cause an infection. You may have a pack after a surgery. That pack is used to clog any bleeders, or to plug any bleeders that may be coming in the way, and to prevent you from having excessive bleeding after surgery. That pack is supposed to be beneficial for you. That pack may be removed 4 hours after surgery, or maybe the next day. And when that pack is removed, there may be some amount of spotting or bleeding. Do not get alarmed with it because it is a normal thing, and slowly the bleeding will stop. If a bleeding is happening in spite of the pack, you need to call the nurse or your doctor and inform that something not normal is going on inside your body. Um, After the pack, then if you have had a vaginal surgery or a laparoscopic surgery like a hysterectomy, then you may get some amount of spotting up to 6 weeks after the surgery. Especially when you get up in the morning after the surgery, you may have some clot even passing out, sometimes big in nature, just as you stand up the morning after the surgery. Do not get alarmed because this may be absolutely normal. However, if the bleeding is pouring, especially after you sneeze suddenly or cough suddenly, and the bleeding is high in intensity, you have to go to the emergency if you have been discharged, or inform your doctor if you are in the hospital. So that is regarding bleeding and spotting. Spotting usually subsides after 6 weeks because the healing process is majorly over, and it is normal. After 6 weeks, even after 3 months, if you continue to bleed and spot, you have to check with your doctor. The next thing is regarding vaginal discharge. Sometimes you do get a vaginal discharge after surgery, which I have already discussed in terms of bleeding. But if you get to your doctor to check a vaginal swab and see whether you are getting an infection, you must take your antibiotics because antibiotics are meant to prevent any kind of infection. Sometimes you would get infections in spite of antibiotics, so you would have to get to the doctor to check if you have any such issues. Um, the next question you might ask is about the stitches. What about the stitches? Remember, stitches can be of different types. For laparoscopic surgery, the stitches are usually almost absent or very few, very minor, and they go away on its own. For major surgeries like cesarean surgeries or open abdominal surgeries, the stitches may be of two types. One is the rapidly absorbable sutures, and one is the late dissolving sutures. Sometimes you may see unabsorbable sutures, those which don't dissolve, but usually they are used for internal surgeries and which is not visible externally. The ones which dissolve rapidly, they usually dissolve by 3 weeks, and they are usually white or black in color, and they dissolve on their own. Sometimes your doctor would remove it in the post-operative visit because they could be pricking you or causing discomfort. Then you would have your problem solved. For long-acting stitches, they may be there for a long time. It may be there for more than 5 to 6 weeks, sometimes for a few months. And you may feel when it is coming out that it's coming out like a thin plastic fishing line. So, if there is any vaginal discharge associated with it, in case of vaginal sutures, then you may have a creamy discharge with no smell and no discomfort. And usually, that is not an infection, and there is nothing to be worried about it. Regarding the wound care after abdominal surgery, regarding the wound, whether it is laparoscopic surgery, whether it is cesarean section, whether it is any open abdominal surgery, remember that you may be sent home with visible stitches or stitches which you couldn't see. There may be staples which they would usually remove 7 to 14 days later, or sutures which can be non-absorbable or absorbable, or glue, skin glue. If it is sutures which will dissolve, then you don't need to worry about it. It will come out on its own. And if there is a bandage that would be taken off after 24 to 48 hours after the surgery, your doctor will tell you when to remove the bandage. After you remove the bandage, it's important to have a shower, keep the area clean. You can have clear water poured over the wound area instead of putting any soaps. Try to just put clear water and dry the wound with the tissue, and put your ointment or the antiseptic which the doctor has specifically advised for you. Do not apply any solutions or creams from your own because that may cause an infection. Some amount of swelling you may feel because there are internal stitches, and it may prick you, it may cause you discomfort as the time passes, especially 6 weeks to 12 weeks after the surgery. Do not worry because they are healing areas and slowly they will become softer. You may feel some amount of numbness, some pricking sensation, some needle type sensation over there. There is nothing to worry, it is a normal situation, and usually the sensations decrease with time. Then the way the scar will look depends on the type of surgery that is done. Sometimes it may take up to 1 year to make it look the way you would normally feel, and there is nothing to worry about it. If you have any reasons to worry, of course, check with your doctor. Now, what about the bathing after surgery? Usually, after the bandage is removed, or on the day the bandage is removed, your doctor will tell you you can have your shower, and then we would take off the dressing. If you've had a laparoscopic surgery, then you could have your shower the very next day. And once you finish, the bandage can be changed. You can put small bandages, and that would be enough for you. As I told you, you can have your normal shower, but if you've had a surgery like a hysterectomy or something, vaginal surgery like even a normal delivery, then it is advisable that you do not go for a dip in the water like a bath. It's better to have a shower. Do not go swimming for 6 weeks to 3 months of the surgery, because water can get inside and the area can get infected. It's important to wash outside of the vagina, not inside, because internal washing can cause infections, and it can also damage or disrupt sutures which are inside. After 2-3 months, you can get back to your normal bathing routine. Do not use perfumed products, bubble baths in the shower, because it can cause once again an infection, irritation, or allergies. For people who are using vaginal estrogen creams, it is okay that you use it after 6 weeks, because this will prevent any kind of infections or disruptions to the surgery. Now, what about relations? After a vaginal surgery, it is to be remembered, or even after a hysterectomy, it is to be remembered that nothing should be inserted inside the vagina for 6 weeks. After 6 weeks, you can slowly get back to your normal routine. For people who find it uncomfortable, it is even better that they have their contact after 3 months, because sutures may still be dissolving, and it may cause a pricking sensation, it may cause discomfort. You might even see some purplish or blackish threads coming out, and you might get alarmed. So it's better that unless and until you're comfortable, and that may take time, do not engage in routine relations unless and until things get sorted out. If you have any discomfort after having a relation, get to your doctor, because there may be issues which you might not be able to see or understand. Then, what about physical activity? After surgery, we advise that you should avoid lifting heavy weights for at least 6 weeks, not more than 3 kilos, up to 6 weeks. After 6 weeks, the resumption to normal lifting of heavy weights or normal physical activity can take place slowly. You can slowly resume your lifting of the heavy weights, and after 3 months, you should be fine. Once you've had a delivery or a cesarean section, we normally follow precautions up to 40 days. That is to be followed even for vaginal surgeries or hysterectomies, or surgeries like fibroid removals, because that is a phase where the uterus is healing and you are not able to see it from outside. It takes up to 3 months to be in a completely normal state for any kind of uterine surgeries. After 6 weeks, you can start your exercise gradually. If you are going to the gym or you are driving, then it should be remembered that high intensity exercises, strenuous exercises, aerobics, Zumba, all this should be done after your 3 months are over. But up to immediately after the surgery, you can do your upper body cardio exercises, stretch exercises, but bending down like praying, that should be avoided until a good 3 months are over. You can sit down on a chair and pray, and you must make sure that you do not put excessive pressure on the lower abdomen. Also, situations like excessive constipation and coughing, especially induced by smoking, that should be avoided, because that can cause a severe pressure in the lower abdomen and cause a recurrence of symptoms, or it can invite complications which is unwanted. So this is the advice regarding your physical activity. Regarding driving, remember that you can drive as soon as you're able to do an emergency stop without paying. Remember, insurance companies would not pay if you've had a surgery and you've had a situation after driving. So check with your insurance company if they would be happy for you to drive after a surgery and you're fit for it. Remember, every person is different. Some people get to driving within a week of your laparoscopic surgery especially, and some people take longer. The main thing is to listen to your body. If your body says no, stop, you have to listen to your body. Now, you might ask that should I limit my activity, and how long? Remember, you may feel tired for 1 or 2 days after surgery, especially if you've had general anesthesia. For minor surgeries, you might need just 1 or 2 days off after surgery, but for major surgeries, you would need longer, up to about 4 weeks to 6 weeks. If you are to join a job, or if you are to work in a home where there are small children and you have a lot of work to do, that it depends on the nature of the activity. Some people have desk jobs, they can get to back to work faster, and some people have much more strenuous types of jobs in which they would need gradual return to their normal work activities. So exercise, housework, sports and all, remember, you return back to gradually, and your surgeon instruction is very important before you get back to your normal self. The next thing I would like to talk about is your digestive system. Remember, some amount of constipation is normal after surgery, especially if you're taking medications, your narcotic medications, and your painkillers. You may have some amount of constipation. So, lots of water to drink, keeping your bowel habits regular is very important. Must follow your routine, and it's important that you should remember that if you see any diarrhea or any blood in the stools, or if any other situation which is not normal, you have to check with your doctor. Sometimes you may have diarrhea related to antibiotics, sometimes you may have constipation related to antibiotics, but if it is not foul smelling, if it is not causing you any pain, fever, then it is usually normal and it subsides with time. So if you need laxatives, check with your doctor. You might need for up to 6 weeks. Do not hesitate to take it, because it is not harmful. It may benefit you in the long run, and it may avoid complications due to pressure that you do at straining of stools. Now, you should remember that when you take narcotic medications, do not drive, because narcotic medications can reduce your reflexes, and it's important that reflexes are very strong during driving, and it should be kept in mind. Next thing is about the urinary system. Drinking plenty of water is a must. It is better said than done, but it's very important, especially in the month of Ramadan. Drinking your water is extremely important. At least 3 liters of water daily is a must after any kind of surgery, because your bladder function is your bladder generally becomes atonic after surgery. You may have some pain while passing urine. If you have symptoms like frequency, too many times going to pass urine, or a burning sensation, if you have a fever, if you have a pain in the upper back, if you have blood in the urine, you must check with the doctor, because most probably you've got a urine infection. Also, when you pass stool or you pass urine, sometimes you may feel incontinence, that it is just leaking out or it's going out spontaneously. This is very common after surgery. Usually it is due to some amount of atony, a sort of the bladder or the bowel gets relaxed after a surgery, and usually it comes back to normal. Kegels exercises really help in this regard, where you pull up your muscles on a regular basis. This will help to strengthen the pelvic floor muscles, and it help in most of the gynecological surgeries, be it cesarean section, normal delivery, laparoscopic surgeries, or open abdominal surgeries. Now, if you find it difficult to urinate, you should be passing urine every 4 to 6 hours. If you are unable to pass after 6 to 8 hours, then check with your doctor. You may be having some kind of a block, or some type of a problem which needs to be sorted out. Besides urinary complications, you would of course need a follow-up with your doctor. Follow-up visit is usually recommended 1 week to 10 days after the surgery, where the doctor will check you, the doctor will check your stitches, and will tell you if everything is okay. It's very important that you ask questions to your doctor as to the nature of the surgery, what was the diagnosis, what was the situation, what is the follow-up required, was there any abnormal findings, was the cervix removed, was the ovaries removed, any mesh or anything was used during the surgery, what are the precautions that is to be followed. You should be very clear about your diagnosis, about your follow-up appointments, and what to expect in future. Now, keep a note of your surgical records, because it might be required in future. You must keep it in your health file, and you should be having access to them when you go for your follow-up visits in future with any other healthcare professional. Now, over and above everything, if you feel that no, my symptoms are coming back, you might just feel it, you must see the doctor, because sometimes there are situations where the, for example, if somebody has prolapse or somebody has a bleeding issue, things can come back. You must check with your doctor, because there may be something new or something which was already there which has returned. You should always remember when to call your surgeon. If you have an abdominal pain, bloating that's very severe, more than 2 days, you have to see your doctor. If you have fever, if you have constipation which is more than 3 days, 4 days, inability to move the bowels for 3 days, if you have inability to empty the bladder, burning sensation, a foul smelling greenish discharge from the vagina, if you have skin incisions changes, swelling, any kind of blood coming out from your wounds, or more than a drop, or any foul smelling discharge and abnormal swelling, or any shortness of breath, any pain in the legs, any abnormal nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, you have to see your doctor. So this is what I would like to say at the end of my session, that do not be afraid of surgery. Bahrain Specialist Hospital, and any professional area for that matter, is a place where you're welcome. We are here to solve your problems. We do not want people to fall sick. However, if people do fall sick, remember, we are there for you. We are there to care for you, not only as in terms of your surgery, but as an individual, as a human, because every person is afraid of pain. Every person has concerns about his health. Every person has a family which who they have to go back to. We are there for your safety, your security, and we are there to safeguard your health.